Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 12 preview. It's the first major buy of the season. There was a lot of carnage on the weekend. A few surprising Origin selections, and a couple of guys that were out that apparently are going to be fit. So we're gonna have a quick look at numbers for this round, because it was looking pretty disastrous during the round, but I think all things washing out here, I think we're actually in a pretty good spot. We are going to be using some trades, but I might not have to use a boost. It depends what I want to do. And there's some big decisions to make, so we'll go through that. We'll go through our playing team, then we'll have a look at trade-in options, because this is where you can get a little funky. Obviously, you can try to get some pods in. Obviously, the buy period, I've talked about it in the past. I've definitely made the mistake of getting in players that just play the buy, even if they're only scoring plotter scores. This year it's been a bit different, for sure. But yeah, you really want to target just guys that have the high upside. Like, they could still come out in the buy period, the Origin, major buys, and score 30 to 40. They could still score shit, but you want to try to target those guys that can go big, because that's what's going to make or break your major buy. It's not having a bunch of 50s. It's if you can get a vice captain / captain go big, and also just having a couple of high upscoring players. So we'll have a look at some of the potential must-haves / guys you'd want to bring in. But let's have a look at numbers, shall we? So, Sandon Smith playing, beautiful. No front row. Obviously, Mamazoulis not playing. The back row, so Olakwatu, he'll be playing. He will get, he'll go back to club footy after whenever. He's obviously 20th man, so I guess if there's a couple of injuries to the back rowers, then sure, Olakwatu could find himself in, but for now, he's going to be playing. Corey Horsburgh, a bit of a shock omission from the Maroons, so he'll be playing. Obviously, Nicholson, he is a trade out this week. Dylan Egan, also a trade out, so it does make the decision for us easy. Obviously, it's frustrating that Egan and Nicholson, probably Egan especially, suffering that ACL. More so for him, but also Supercoach purposes. I would have loved to have. He genuinely could have been a keeper for the season, if he kept the minutes up, but it is what it is. It does make our decision of who do we trade for some of these guys easier. Nicholson, Egan, first cabs off the rank. Moving on, Metcalf and Nico Hines both playing, beautiful. No 5/8s, it's fine. Fletcher Sharp, he is in. Ruben Garrick, Jenkins is on the wing, so there's a bit going on at the Panthers. I was originally, before team list announced, I remembered fucking old Luke Garner, dual centre wing 5'8". I think he's a tick under 400k, and I was actually you know what, he could be a decent little downgrade option, and a playable guy over the Origin period. Obviously, he could score some decent points, but he's not in the team. I still don't think we know exactly why he's not. Penrith obviously had the bye last week, so if it was a training injury, I don't know, but he is not there. It does see the return of fucking Casey McLean. I was really hoping that Jenkins would get the fullback spot, but it makes sense. Dane Laurie will play fullback, Jenkins on the wing, and Casey McLean in the centres. Unfortunately, I think it will be Jenkins on the left outside of McLean, because Alamotti, the other winger, he will just shift back to the wing with Isaac Tungo, the other centre. So not great for Tommy Jenkins outside of glue hands fucking McLean, and then also outside of Blaze Talangi, who also just does not he's not going to see any football. He really needs to get his base stats up. But at the end of the day, Jenkins, he's a number. He still has a negative break even, I think. Yeah, -3 break even. I think after this week, I don't think they cover. They do play 13, so you'd hold him for that. Probably hold him for 14, depending team list, and then you could probably look to get him out of the team, trade him up to somebody, because they don't play 15, they don't play 18, so it sort of works out okay. I just that's the thing. In the major buy rounds, all you need, he's the type of guy that's pretty good because he could just jag a try. He could, if they pass him the ball, he's shown he can get to the try line. So we hope he can get a decent score. If not, he'll still make money at worst case. Ruben Garrick, Billy Smith is playing, and Dylan Lucas is back, and he's also in the back row, which is sensational. It's really good. And the bonus thing here is that obviously quite a number of people had Thomas Cairns. I don't have Cairns, and it's sort of good because those people are screwed over because Cairns is now back on the bench. Not going to be great for him. Obviously, I'm still crossing my fingers. Lucas, he could be a late out just with that shoulder issue. If it flares up, during the week, he could find himself unable to play. So I'm crossing my fingers that he's going to be good to go, but he's playing the back row, sensational. We don't have to trade him out this week, obviously. So, and then the fullbacks, we don't have a fullback at the moment. Kiraz, interesting. I do think he is a trade out. Obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, Kiraz is he is a genuine keeper. I think he is just a trade out though, really. The rest of my back line is playing. Rob Toya is not, but Toya has a negative break even. I might be trading out Toya as well. I don't know. I got to look at what is going to unfold here, but Kiraz, it's just such an easy trade to get in a Herbie Farnworth, an Eero, anyone I can get in, so it makes sense. And then obviously the fullbacks, we have the big decision of if we bring in Tedesco into the team. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know. But let us have a look at, well, actually, how many numbers have we got at the moment? So obviously put reserve on Lucas, that's fine. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10. We got 10. That's pretty good. And honestly, it's 10 pretty solid players. It's not too many duds. I'm pretty happy with it. We don't have we don't have a Thomas Cant who's on the bench as a number. Couple other guys that aren't incredible. So it's a pretty good 10. Typically I would like to get to 14, but we can get to 13 without a boost. It just depends what we want to do. So let us have a look. Who are the obvious trades? So I was still a little bit dubious about Hosking, but honestly, I sort of I forgot that Hudson Young is playing Origin for the Blues. So Simi Sasangi has obviously come into the back row for him. They do have Martin on the bench, who I think he plays a bit of back. I can't remember if he's the back row / middle. I think he's more middle. But regardless, I think with Sasangi now coming in for Hudson Young, I think Hosking, I'd be surprised if he doesn't play 80 minutes. Let's put it that way. If he doesn't play 80, I'd be a little surprised. I think Hosking is just, he's a slam dunk pickup now. Even if he goes back to 70 minutes, it is what it is. He can still score tries in 70. He's got great base. it makes sense. So I think Nicholson to Hosking, it's a great trade. It's a great trade. He made 26k, so he obviously made money. We could have got him for a little cheaper last week, but I'm fine with that. I was happy to see the minutes. Obviously the minutes weren't great, but yeah, the fact Hudson Young is obviously playing Origin, it does bode even better for Hosking getting up to 80 minutes. So Hosking comes in, we do free up a little bit more cash, so we have 411 in the bank. So one trade, bang, straight off rip. That's 11 players obviously now. We will shift Hosking straight in. Okay, so then Dylan Egan also a trade out. Now, one guy that I am keen on, a comment also reminded me of him, is Connolly Lemuelu. Connolly Lemuelu, I'm a huge fan of. Like, football-wise, I think he's so underrated. Also, Supercoach-wise, he's an absolute gun. But I was looking at him before. Unfortunately, he's still 480k. It's like, it's so frustrating. Because he could so easily be like 350. But because he's come off the bench and played very few minutes a lot of times. But I think every time he's come off the bench like that, he's scored a try. If you look at his scores, obviously 16 there, but then 23 minutes, he scored 47. 41 minutes, he scored 65. 29 minutes, he scored 63. Pretty sure he scored a try in all those games. Only 38 points there, but then 74 in 74 minutes. Played 28 minutes, still scored 45, and then played 50 minutes for 30 points. With Gilbert now out, and again, like he went back to the bench in this one. Gilbert out long term. Max Plath still out injured. I think Connolly plays 80 minutes for, well, it'll be interesting to see. And I actually think I'm going to just wait. I like Connolly, I think he's a great pickup, but I probably think I should get in more of a gun, I guess. More of a gun front rower, if I can, if that's how I want to do things. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't play round 13, which isn't too detrimental. I don't have that many. The other guys are Dogs and Sharkies that aren't playing 13, so I don't have too many of those players in the team, so it's okay. But he's also, after that 30, he's also got an 84 break even, so he's every chance to lose money this week. The Dogs obviously under strength, but I still think they'll fire up. Pardon the pun, but they'll want to be the underdogs in this one. They'll want to, prove all the youngsters coming through. I'm sure they'll turn up for it. So yeah, they play the Dogs, then the bye, then they play 14, 15, 16, 17, miss 18, but that's, it's not too bad. Cowboys and 15 is a pretty good matchup. The Cowboys will be missing a few. So I actually think Connolly, I'm going to wait because I just want to see the minutes, because Christian Wolf does some fucking stupid things. Connolly should be playing big minutes on the edge. I don't understand. I mean, I guess start of the year, you had to have Plath and you had to have Gilbert starting, but I still think Connolly's so undervalued at that Dolphins team. I think he's an absolute gun. So I want to see minutes this week, and then we can, obviously buy next week, and then we can see what happens 14 if he's still got the role. Potentially bring him in for hopefully a little cheaper. That's sort of the game plan. Obviously, if we go down, where is he? Yeah, Luke Garner. Luke Garner, 396k. He would have been a pretty good option. Freed up a decent amount of cash. Negative 22 break even. And he's a dual second row center. So you could slot him here and you could switch him with Dylan Lucas whenever. It would have been very nice. And, he's obviously been playing big minutes. He's been playing at yeah, I don't know. I guess he only played 67 minutes. Maybe he hurt himself in this game. I honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't think we've got confirmation yet. Probably by the time this video is up, we probably will have. But yeah, that is that. Anyone else? I mean, Dunk. Yeah, Rabbitoh's on the bye, so obviously not. Bailey Hayward, he is starting at lock. I'm like, yeah, you still wouldn't do it. Like, if Hayward was really cheap, it could be like a decent option. Like over the Origin period, you could get in Hayward for bigger minutes, but the fact he's 400k, not really worth it. Harry Hayes, yeah, nah. Then any like, I don't think there's any other back rowers that I'd be keen on, barring Aaron Clark. So this is where I have to make the decision. And just to make it easy, because it's only really front rowers, I've got the back rowers I want. Honestly, obviously Keon next week is probably going to be a must-have if we're being frank. But the other back rowers, I've got the guys I want. There's no one else really. Yeah. Teague Wilton could be back soon, but he's still 550k. I wouldn't. Britton Nikora, he's just not doing the business. He's just not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just having a look. Like Halasima. No, I mean I love him as a player, but don't think it's worth it. He's still at a good price, but yeah, I don't love it. Fini Fuyaki, obviously he's the other side, but he's just bit bog average Supercoach wise. I think out of them, Lemuelu is just the better Supercoach player for sure. I'd rather wait for that. Anyone else like cheap that you could potentially pick up? Obviously, there's a few people. I guess we'll look at the front row as well, like someone who is a bit of a cheapy downgrade potential as well. Anyone else? Any sort of any poddish potential? I mean, Saval has done a decent job for people that picked him up at a cheapy price. He'll probably, he'll need to start scoring okay, otherwise he might lose a bit of cash with the Roosters missing some players, but he's done a good job for people that picked him up. Jordan Samarani, interesting. He is starting. I'm just thinking, because obviously Lomax will back up, and then yeah, I love him as a player. I think he's an absolute gun, but yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Simi Sasangi, he is starting, but he's an absolute trap for sure. Because the problem is, like, Sasangi would be okay, but the fact that he comes on for like so few minutes that he's going to turn into such an AE nightmare. Not worth it at all. So switch Tino down to second row, and the front row is probably more where we're looking. So Joey Tarpany, Aaron Clark, and Fanor Blake. The only other guy that people are looking at also now is Hot Boy from the Doggies. Where is he? Is he cheapy price? Where is he? He's a bit more expensive, is he? Where the hell is he? I'm probably scrolling past him. I'm looking for the green tick because I thought he was starting. Is he more expensive? I thought he was... Oh, is he just second row? Okay. Let's just go back to second row quickly. Okay, there. Jesus Christ, there he is. Lit Boy, Hot Boy. So there's a few people bringing in Hot Boy as a bit of a downgrade. If I didn't have Simpkins as a sort of as enough, basically, I wouldn't mind the Hot Boy play to free up cash. He'll be a decent, obviously, he'll be a good number over the bye period. The Dogs obviously have a lot of players out. He's starting. He played big minutes. 46 minutes, obviously injury affected. Saluka Fafita knocked out very early. Played big minutes, 49 points. You know, played 27 minutes the week before. Still not terrible, 30 points. The Dogs, I mean, they cover the buys actually pretty well. They cover all the major buys, but not the minis. I don't know. He's a guy that... That's what I was talking about at the start. Freeing up the cash is definitely the bonus with him, but it's not really a guy for the buy period I'm looking at with already having a cheap. If I didn't have a Simpkins, then I potentially would look at that. But if you don't have a cheap enough already, sure, but I already do, so I don't really want to do that. But the other big dogs here. This is like... it's just such a fucking flip of the coin. Aaron Clark. I genuinely think Aaron Clark is probably the safest out of these three. Maybe probably Aaron Clark and Tarpany are neck and neck, because Tarpany is just... He's just on another level. Like, just the offloading and the tackle busting, he just has it. For Nrl Blake, he's been carrying a few niggles, but he played big minutes last week. There obviously were a few injuries, so the minutes were inflated, but he got through good. I think, from memory, I don't think he had the big strapping on the groin that he had a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, that was an issue. He had a bit of a shoulder complaint. He had a couple of niggles. He looked fit. He looked unaffected, so that's obviously good signs. He is a lot more try dependent because, I mean, simply put, he does take a lot of carries, but the Sharks, they don't rely on their front rowers doing a ton of work. Like, their center wing do take a ton of carries. Their forwards all sort of share it around pretty well. So for Nrl Blake's not like a one-man show there. Aaron Clark at the moment definitely is. And for Nrl Blake, he's not really offloading as much as you would think. Tarpany's got that over him. So I don't know. Fucking Aaron... What is the bias? I feel like... Aaron Clark's a guy I'm like, fuck, it just feels like you got to get him in. But I don't think his buy schedule is that good compared to the others. So 12-13, misses the second major buy and then misses the third major buy. So not ideal. He does play all mini buys, which is good, but he misses two major buys. Adam Nrl Blake, what does he do? Obviously plays the first one, misses the backup, plays the second, and then misses. So he plays two major buys, plays two minis. Yeah, okay, so that's better. That is better than Aaron Clark, I would say. And then Joe Tarps, obviously he plays the first and the first backup, and then misses the second, plays the backup, plays the third. They're all like fucking... I do think Aaron Clark's is like slightly worse, and then Tarpany and Nrl Blake are basically the same. They just they shift which buy they play and which mini. So I'm torn. I don't know. It's like they're all good. Like, that's the thing. They're all good. It is nice saving like 50k Tarpany down to Fenor Blake. I don't know. Dude. Let us just... so I don't fucking spend too long on this, because I want to see how it shapes up. Let's just bring in... Let us just bring in... As much as I want Aaron Clark, I think... Fuck, I really want Aaron Clark. But he doesn't play the 2 major buys. It is a little bit... Like, it's not the best. I'm going to go Fenor Blake for now. I could definitely switch and go Tarpany instead, and maybe I'd prefer that. But let us just do this for now, because I want to see where we stand, right? Still 260k in the bank. Beautiful. The other trade out is Jacob Kiraz. So Jacob Kiraz gets traded out, and again, we have to make a decision here. Oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Herbie is like... I just... Oh, far out, dude. It, like... just I've been burned so much by bringing in guys that then shit the bed. Like, it's just the way Supercoach is, right? Like, Herbie has been killing me all season. I've just been hoping that he could just stop scoring for a couple of weeks, drop a bit of cash... You know, you still have good base, still score okay, but maybe drop a little bit of money. Has not happened. I know as soon as I get him, the fucking tries are going to dry. Like, and it's not like it's going to. It's just the thought that goes through your head, right? The other guys, obviously, on the list here, Kale Ero. But he is also just in fucking insane try scoring. Like, I think he scored... in every game of the season, which is fucking mind-blowing. He's obviously missed quite a few games, but I think every game he's played, he's scored a try. And, like, the scoring isn't that good if you factor that in. Like, it's good, but with a try in all of these games, he did turn up against the Cows, but 65, 85, 61, 71, 84, 77. It's good, but... You take away half of those tries and... I don't know. I mean, the Sharks, obviously, they have a good run. We just looked at Fenor Blake. They cover a couple of the majors. They do miss 13, so you don't want to bring in too many Sharkies. I guess if I go Fenor Blake, probably not going Ero is probably the way. Like, you don't want to have too many Sharks plays. That would be a little dangerous for 13. So, yeah, depending if I go for Nor Blake or not. I think, yeah, I don't know. Kale Ero, love him, but maybe not. What other centre wingers could you go? Obviously, Nwanga Tawaze is absolutely on fire. He's gotten expensive. He's just looking so... Like, he's so Supercoach friendly. And, like, the Roosters are missing a bunch of players, but he is... I mean, for one, the Roosters cover really well. 12, 13, miss 14, but that's fine. It's a standalone. 15, 16, miss 17, again standalone. 18, 19, 20. The Roosters cover so well. And there's a couple of tough games, but he's pretty I think he's matchup proof. Like, just the way he scores his points. He's obviously back in the centers, so maybe less easy tries, but I mean, man, just his tackle busting. Like, in the centers, he'll make a few more tackles. He'll probably run maybe similar amount on the wing, and then, but just the offloading, I think in center, him getting the ball in attack, like the games he was playing earlier, he was just offloading at all points. He was flicking it everywhere on attack, right? If he got the ball on a sweep play, he would offload it to his winger like non-stop. Obviously playing on the wing, scoring a few more tries, but he wasn't getting that offload. Obviously he's on the wing, so he's not offloading it to really anybody outside of him. So the offloading is there. I really like it. I I don't know. I do have a lot of Roosters. I do have a lot of Roosters. I really like it, though. Oh, I really like it. Who else have we got? I mean, Blaze, Talangi. I do like Talangi, but I don't know. Without Cleary missing a few play, I don't love the Talangi play. Ronnie Mulatalo, I probably, you know what? I probably prefer taking a punt on Mulatalo over Kale Iro if I was going to go one of them. I mean, he's like 100k less, and he's just getting on a bit of a run. He does this. He does have some low scores in him, but if you can get him on a run, he can score some big points. So I'd probably prefer Ronnie. Again, I don't want to have too many Sharks, though, so that's obviously the conundrum. Alamotti, also interesting. He'll have the goal kicking without Cleary, but again, without Cleary, without Edwards, without Yo, is it worth it? Probably not. I mean, Alamotti, like, with the Panthers' full strength, though, regardless, I do think Alamotti could be like a keeper, because he is very good Supercoach wise. Like, he's got good base, he's got the tackle busting. I like him as a... But... no. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Even... Like, Lehigh Hopewade, 540k. Lehigh Hopewade at 540,000. Obviously, Turbo missed Origin, so I would have loved Hopewade to be playing fullback. That would have been great. Honestly, I probably would have gone him. Like, you would have freed up so much cash, and Hopewade fullback, like, he's going to have the base. He's only, like, he's had a couple of low scores. Obviously, Penrith here, bit of a shocker, 18, but he's good. They play all major buys. Parramatta this week, and understrength Parramatta. It is annoying, like, him on the left wing, you don't love. Like, Luke Brooks, fucking... I mean, Luke Brooks just loves hitting fucking Ben Trbojevic, so he doesn't see as much footy as you would like, but he's good. He's very good, and with, I mean, the fact Turbo is still playing, it does, like, Turbo sweeping, he just has to hit him a couple of times with the cutout ball and, you know, he's over. So, I don't mind it. I'm just like... is it worth foregoing? Because I can easily just go Herbie. That's the thing. It's so easy just to go Herbie. But like, God, you're paying $740 and he just keeps scoring tries. Like, I don't know. I mean, the scoring is really good. They played 12, they missed 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, miss 18. It is a good schedule. They do have some good games too. I mean, the Dogs, very understrength. Dragons, good matchup. Cowboys in the Origin period, good matchup. Newcastle, Rabbits. I don't know, dude. Oh, fuck. There's so many options. You know what? Let us just see. Go Herbie for now. So we got 320k in the bank. You know what? Even with all these trades, I honestly thought going up to Fanua Blake, I probably wouldn't have been able to get in Tedesco. But I think I can. I think I can still go Kalen Ponga straight to Tedesco. But do I want to do that? No, I can't. Okay, that changes things. So I can't do that and go Ponga straight up to James Tedesco. The big question that I don't know. Do I get into Tedesco this week? It's a very, very tough choice. On paper, Tedesco averaging 90 in everything. Really, really good. I mean, honestly, looking at the Roosters team this week, even with all the outs, it's still a pretty strong team. Like they lose a lot, but I still think it's still a pretty decent side on paper. Tedesco is obviously going to be in everything. It's just a matter of, like, if the Sharks are fair dinkum, they should dominate this game. So even if Tedesco is in everything, are they going to have the territory? Are they going to make meters? Are they going to get in positions for him to get attacking points? He'll get his runs, he'll get his tackle busts, but I keep dude. Something that is fucking tilting me a little bit. Tedesco, he is the best accruer of points. Probably, I'd say probably, like, for outside backs and, like, fullbacks, like, not, anyone that's not a forward, he probably is, like, the best accruer of points. But I keep fucking seeing this. People keep saying he scored 70 points doing nothing last game. Like, what are you talking? He had a try assist. And he had a try contribution with 2 line break assists. That's not doing nothing. Like, that's a couple of big attacking stats. 2 line break assists, a try assist, and a try contribution. That's a lot of attacking stats. Like, obviously, like, he can obviously get more. He scored some big points and got heaps of attacking stats, but people keep saying, like, he got 70 points doing nothing. He didn't do nothing. Like, he got, like, big attacking stats. This game, he could have easily gone, like, 40 to 50, but he did get attacking stats. Just one thing that keeps fucking griping me are people being like, he did nothing. I'm like, what are you talking about? He had some big attacking stats. It's not doing nothing. I don't understand. If he didn't get any of, yeah, okay, I'm fucking ranting. But you know what? I think I'm gonna do. At the end of the day, I've suffered not owning Tedesco for the whole season. What's 2 more fucking weeks? Honestly, what's 2 more weeks? If he comes... Brother, if he comes out this week and scores... If he goes over 100, I'm going to crash out. But if he... he'll score like 95. But I've suffered all season. What's 2 more weeks? Honestly, I think at this point... it makes more sense to wait. Like, it's a tough game. We've talked about it. The Sharks, they are missing a couple of outside backs, but Moreni Hiroti comes back in. Ramian's good. He's good to go. So, I mean, it's only Stone Street who was out, who is a bit of... Stone Street is obviously a great try scorer, but he's a bit of a defensive... He's not the best defensive winger, so I don't think they lose too much with having Hiroti there instead. So it's a really strong Sharks team. They then play Canberra. They're still going to be missing a couple of forwards. We'll see who backs up as well. I mean, that's definitely a game that he could score some decent points in, but I'm banking on the Sharks doing a job, hopefully limiting Tedesco a little bit. Like, surely with that Roosters team, the Sharks are just like, fucking shut down Teddy. Like, just shut him down, please. Fucking bash him all game, please. Please. So I'm gonna forego Teddy this week. It just makes more sense. Like, if he comes in and goes bang bang, I mean, what can you do? The other big factor here is that I I wouldn't really be comfortable captaining Tedesco in this game. I would rather captain Nico Hines than captain Tedesco. So if I wasn't going to captain Tedesco, again, it's a bit like, well, do you really need to bring him in then? So I'm going to forego. I'm going to wait. He has the bye in round 14, and then I'm going to bring him in round 15. Obviously, anything could happen. Dylan Edwards could get injured, and then Tedesco could find himself into Origin. So, it's one of those ones where I keep pushing it back. I keep pushing it back, and then something else will happen. But that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm not bringing in Tedesco. Now, is there any... okay. There is one guy you could take a bit of a punt on. I don't even really want to look at him because I've said never again. I've said never again to this man, but I didn't realize he scored that low. 18 points. He did get a sin bin. Oh man. I mean, would you take a punt? Oh, I mean, Manly do. I don't. The thing is, I don't think you do. I just. It honestly doesn't make sense to do it. It does in a way, but the problem is, right? Turbo didn't get picked for Origin, I think very fairly. He hasn't looked 100%. He's carrying Nigel. It'd be nice to know, like, what the fucking issue is. Like, is it something that's going to fucking go? Like, what is his actual injury? Like, I know his knee's strapped, but, like, I'd like to know what the problem is. But the thing is, if he comes out and goes bang bang, all of a sudden looks good, scores a couple of big scores, then he's every chance to get picked for Origin too, right? Like, I guess it all depends, like, what happens game one. They're not going to change, like, a winning team. You're not going to drop, Latrell or Crichton if he's fit, but you're not going to drop him. The draw is really good. Like, that's the one thing that I keep looking at, and I'm like, man, it is why, like, Lehigh is also tempting, but just on the left wing, I don't love it. But, like, Parramatta this week into the Broncos at 4 Pines Park. I mean, the Broncos are fucking shit. Newcastle in 14, second major bye against the fucking Titans. Misses 16, and then Tigers in 17, South in 18 without Latrell. I mean, I guess what the problem, like, the thing I was thinking, you could bring him in for these 3 games. It wouldn't really work. I was like, you could bring him in for 12, 13, 14, but if you brought him in for these 3 games and he started looking okay, you would obviously want to keep him for 15. But I was like, I'd want to bring in Tedesco after his bye in round 15, right? So, but then you're not going to trade Drinky or Papenhuyzen in round 15, so then you're foregoing Tedesco. I mean, the price is good, but the injury, no. He's burned me too many times. I shouldn't even look. I really shouldn't. I don't think there's any other... I guess we don't... Ponga. You can put him to flex and then you can trade him out for anybody. Fuck, he's got an 83 break even again. He's going to lose money. I was like, maybe you could hold him. He's not playing this week, obviously, but he does play 13 against the Dragons. You obviously could hold him for that. You probably just fuck him off. Like, you probably get rid of him. I'm just thinking, because what you could do, you could trade Ponga to another centre winger or anybody, another forward, and then in a couple of weeks when you want to bring in Tedesco in round 15, you could trade out Toya. Toya hopefully backs up in round 13. He's got a negative break even, so he'll make a good amount of cash, depending on what he scores. Thomas Jenkins, also he'll make good cash this week, but in a couple of weeks he could be starting to leak cash again if he's not scoring. So then in round 15 you could fling one of these guys, Jenkins or Toya, or honestly Billy Smith if he makes any money. But one of these guys you could swing down to the flex, bring in Tedesco, and then move your center winger back up to here. I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. And doing it like that, you could take a bit of a punt on somebody like a Lehigh Hopewade, for instance. Yeah, I don't mind that. Actually. So, let us have a look. How does the team look now? So, take it off Pappenhausen. So, we got... Yeah, Metcalf, Hines, Hosking, Olaquatu, Horsburgh, none of these guys. Adam Fanor-Blake at the moment. I still don't know if I'm going Fanor-Blake though. That's the thing. Like, does Tarpany make... I don't know. I'm so torn. Like, the round 13 is a little... we got to be a little bit careful because we now have Fanor-Blake, Hines, and... Oh, we also got Herbie. I forgot about Herbie. So I think we got 13 at the moment now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got 13. It's just if we boost, we can get in 14, which I do like having 14. It just gives you that flex basically. I remember last year, I remember having 14 and it not doing anything for me because my two lowest scores were both 30 and 40, so it doesn't make a difference. But it's more like if you get someone that gets injured early on, that's sort of the main reason for it. Dude, I'm so torn. So before we look at that, what are we doing? What are we doing next week? So, I still think potentially I'm going to go Metcalf back to Nathan Cleary. If Cleary backs up in round 13, I think trading out Metcalf for Cleary, I think it makes sense. I know it might seem silly to some people, but Metcalf, he plays the first major bye. He's done a great job for me. But he doesn't play any of the other major buys. Cleary obviously has two really good matchups coming up that a lot of people are holding him for, which completely understandable. But then they're thinking about trading him out. I mean, if I was in that position, if I was holding Cleary until round 14, I would just hold him all the way through at that point, I think. I don't think I would bother trading him out. But for me, I could trade Metcalf back to Cleary, get Cleary for those 2 games, and then just hold him through. Doesn't play. I don't mind. I don't think it's going to matter that much. So I still think that could be an option. Mamazoulis, I don't know. The more this goes on, I do think we're probably just going to nuff Mamazoulis out and just have one dummy half for the season. When Sanders Smith doesn't play, it is what it is. Obviously, Lockie Hubner can go at some point, but nothing urgent. And then, yeah, the rest of it's like looking pretty good. Yeah, I don't mind it. How are we looking? You know what? I'm probably gonna do. Yeah, I think I might. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm gonna do another video for Thursday. I'll do like a pre-lockout discussion. I'll have a bit more of a ponder on this, so I'm not fucking wasting another hour like flipping and flopping, because I genuinely there's so many options and they're all good. It's just it's hard to make the choice, because you know as soon as you bring him in, he's gonna shit the bed. But yeah, we'll see. So I'll ponder, Herbie. I'll ponder for Nrl Blake, and then I'll think about if we're going to use the boost to bring in a 14th. I probably will, just because Ponga just fucking shitting me, dude. And yeah, I don't think holding Ponga is really, because who have they got again in round 13? They've got I mean, the Dragons is actually pretty good. But it is the first game. It's the first game after Origin, so I mean, the Knights need Ponga to back up, but fuck, I don't know. Maybe Fletcher Sharp kills it at fullback, and they're like, you know what? We'll give Ponga the week off. So I don't know. I think getting rid of Ponga is the right idea. You can bring in a bit of a pod to hopefully do something for you, and then hopefully make some money. We'll see. And then we'll be back for the pre-lockout. We'll go through that. We'll go through vice captains and captains. And then we'll also, I do want to quickly, before we finalize, I do want to also look at other numbers for 15 and 18, because I don't want to obviously be in trouble for those rounds. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, leave comments for me as well if you got any. I'll answer them in the next video if I remember. But yeah, make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.